Hey, bud. So I was just thinking about you today, and I'm still stuck on the whole we're the same way with the issue. Or, yeah, and I'm trying to get over it. And it really takes me a long time to get it together enough to try to put something together because it has to be perfect in my mind, you know? And so that's why nothing gets accomplished typically, because I take so long with everything else that the video doesn't happen, you know? So I just decided I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to look perfect. I don't have to appear any certain way. It's not a fashion show. It's hot. I'm old. I'm single and I'm home, so. Let me ask you a question. Let's say that we say that I had stage fright, right? If I asked you, what would your suggestion be to me to cope? Would you think about that when you find this video? Maybe somebody else will actually watch. You never know, right? It doesn't matter. I may see Adam tonight. I said no names, right? Adam Vranjul Rechamach from Belgium with black hair and green eyes. 6'4". And I'm also leery to put things out there that I've already spoken to some degree with, to a large degree with Redhead and Mr. Referee, who is out, and the comments like, I believe that you believe you're saying everything is true. I believe that in your life you believe what you're saying. I don't like that answer. Because since when did anybody have to believe me? I just don't know how to go about it in a way. I want to keep my sanity. But my story doesn't change. But it gets treated the same way. Typically. And it doesn't matter who or how or what.
Power off.
But by a lot of people who don't even know really Nooch. The ones who know Nooch know almost nothing. And the ones that know everything know a quarter of the story. Redhead heard the whole thing. She's the only one. Start to finish. It took me a long time to put it all together, you know? I don't know where to start the story. It's because there's so much before. So much history with it. Just pick it up now. Like, it's like reading a novel. It's like picking up Flowers the Attic, right? There's either 2 or 3 books in that that's series. Flowers in the Attic, Flowers in the Attic. I don't remember. Flowers in the Attic was a big book. The biggest book I ever read. I think that was the second one. No. Yes. Yeah. Flowers in the Attic was the second one. Or it was the first one, but the second one was really first, but not given in the right order. I don't remember. And I read them many years ago. I saw the movie Flowers in the Attic, but all I'm saying is it's like only reading, Flowers in the Attic and not knowing that there were a part before or after or whatever. You only have a little bit of the story. And yeah, what you read was cute, but to know the whole thing ties it together, you know? Ties it together. Ties it all together. And also because I expect to feel certain ways about projects and things when I do them. And although I really like this, the feeling about doing it is different than it would be to do something that I am also passionate about, but in a different way, you know? So this is a totally different way to go about something. So I'm not trying to, you know, nip it in the bud and whatever. I'm rolling with it and just gonna go with it. And but I also don't want to put too many things together that don't coincide because I don't want to look like I'm all over the place. You know, like I'm gonna do these oracle cards and just shuffle them before I start the video, and because it's an amazing deck, and it's very positive, and it's all good stuff, and a lot of it pertains a lot of the time, and hits the nail on the head in a very beautiful way, spiritual. Talk about healing and the processes, and it's just it's good, it's cool. But if I have videos like that and then videos like this, it's like they're two different things. And then what if I was able to make dog biscuits from scratch? And I figured, you know what, that would be a cute video because I like to cook. But then I'm gonna have all these things, and there's like gonna be not an order to it, and it's gonna. I don't want to confuse myself. I don't want to confuse people. I don't want it to look like I'm all over the place either because I have different interests, and I don't know. I'm starting this. I don't know. I've just been so afraid to do this for so long. But now that I can't write comfortably, this is like second best, you know? And plus you get to see my smiling face, and I get to be a bit creative. I'm really trying to like stay positive about things because I need to. I need to be as positive as possible. But I'm starting to think I can't do it here, unfortunately. And the reason I came here was to be close to you and your brother. And if my circumstances mean that I have to leave this area, I can't keep running from this. I didn't think I was running when I left here to go to Jersey. I thought I was going to get away from a bunch of whatever was going on. You know, same shit, stealing the tomatoes off my fucking plant. Stealing the fruit off my vegetables. Out of my garden. In the house. It's a powerless feeling, you know, and for a long time it really affected me. And now when I find that stuff is not here, I'm just like, yeah, figures. I'm upset about it, but I just don't know what else I'm supposed to do. They started stealing the good stuff first, and now I'm down to not anything close to what I had, and I don't have a pole to dance on, so I don't have the proper attire for anything. But I have to find the positive in it, right? I'm alive. I'm not afraid. But I'm seeing some really weird things. And if I can't share them with people, they can view the video. Like, I just don't know how to do that. Because a lot of the time, what's very clear to me on a picture or a video, like 50% of the time, whoever I show, 50% of the time they'll see it. And then 50% of the time they won't. And I know that not everyone's going to always see the same thing, you know, but I see it very clearly. And but then the pictures, you would think that what you see in a picture, you're going to see the same thing in the same picture the next time you look at it. And it doesn't always work like that. And I'm not taking drugs. I don't have any drugs in my system that would do anything like that to me. It doesn't make sense. I'm calm, cool, and collected, you know? I've just kind of gotten used to seeing what I see. And I never gave a rat's ass if people believed me before about anything, because everybody believed what I said, and you know, there's no reason not to. And so initially, I'm like, I don't need you, whatever, you don't believe me. But then it started to bother me because what I'm saying I know sounds crazy. But I figured if I just keep telling things exactly like they're happening, and I say before I start, I'm aware this is going to sound absolutely nuts and it makes no sense. And if somebody came to me with a story, let's say that a friend of mine came to me. I didn't have any of the experiences that I did. Nothing spiritual, nothing, anything, okay? I'm just a regular, everyday person. Maybe spiritual, but never experiences in general. And they came to me with this, like, out of this world story. I would be very attentive. I would listen. I don't know how I would react, honestly, but I don't think I would believe them. I mean, I think I would think, unfortunately, what people think about me. It doesn't make sense. And the thing is I don't believe it's real. Because I believe if what I was dealing with was something supernatural, I know what it feels like to be in the presence of something that, when my grandmother passed, one of my first experiences with the other side, she was sick for a while, and when she passed, she was cremated. She wanted a church service with her name mentioned, no flowers. She wanted balloons, and that was it. She's like me with the flowers, you know. But so she was given balloons. There was a church service. Her name was mentioned. Really very impersonal. The family was there. They had a little small room for us. I was 18. And 17. My brother and I both had a Mylar balloon to go home with. We had it for a couple weeks, whatever, and as Mylar balloons, they eventually drop down from the ceiling to the ground, and, you know, they're on the ground. Typically, right, you throw them away. But because it was my Grammy, and we were so close, and blah, 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 I just kept it on the floor in my room. I didn't want to get rid of it, you know? And my father, one morning before school, said, throw it out. And this was right before I was thrown out, but I said no. It was Grammys, and that's all I have, you know? And he was belligerent. You're going to throw that away. And I'm like, I'm keeping it. And he said, you can keep it when that balloon goes up to the ceiling and stays there. And when I tell you that balloon had been down for 7 days at least, that balloon raised from the floor to the ceiling and stayed there for 3 days. My father didn't speak about it again. My mother and I sobbed. It was not spoken about. My mother and I talked about it years later. I knew what it was. I didn't need to speak about it. And I know how that felt in my soul. I don't think that feeling is the same with every kind of thing that's around, but I think I would have a feeling of some kind. You know? Not a feeling like I'm watching an animation with somebody who's very talented. But I can't explain it. And because of what I'm saying too, I have to think of my own safety. And I can't, let's say that I see something. I can't judge distance well, but let's just say, I don't even know. Let's say that I can see something a half a mile away, possibly, in the distance, in the woods, from my yard, without leaving my yard. Wouldn't I be crazy to approach a number of people in the woods if that's where they were? I'm not saying that's where they are. I'm just giving examples, you know? Wouldn't I be crazy to put myself in a position with a number of people I don't know after all the problems I've had? It's like, stupid. 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 And then I was thinking about, you know, what if I made it like stories, right? But I don't want to keep making up different stories for different things because it's not different stories. It's the same thing. It's continuous. So I don't want to say that I was, let's see, a dance instructor from an off-Broadway studio who had been hired there when I was 35 years old by a woman named Cha-Cha LaVille. Cha-Cha and I had been friends for a long time. You know how us girls were back then. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't feel right. And if I'm going to put anything together rhyme-wise, I have to write, and I need beats, and I can't with my situation. I feel like I can't even practice because I can't get away from the problems with phones, etc. This is supposed to be positive. I'm not wasted. I'm holding it together. I'm trying so hard to think of ideas. Employment's been really challenging. I had some ideas, but it didn't. First the arm, because the arm was broken, forget it. And then the other ideas that I had in mind just weren't smart. And I'd rather be broke than stupid. Honestly. I've lived too long to start making mistakes that I've never made before that I know are wrong. So it's like, that's positive. That's positive. I love you so much. That's positive. I have a YouTuber I want to share with you, but I'll just drop you a postcard. Talk about Shamu and Namu. I think it was a baby moo too. I don't remember. I'll never forget watching him in SeaWorld when I was like probably 8 or 9. They sent me to Florida for a week longer. My mom was away and my dad had to work and whatever. But Shamu was doing around circles and jumping or whatever, and his fin was curved on top. And they guess that's what happens to them in captivity. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's got to do with the proteins they don't get or I don't know, something, but it's not healthy for them. They're too big. They need the wide open sea. The deeper, the better. And it was funny too, because I wish I would have went to the beach I told you about in Jersey much earlier in my life, because I only got there once when I was 17 and once when it was my birthday a little bit after this year. Yeah. And I had such an awesome time. I should have went before and given it a chance and not really cared too much about what other people were going to think or how I was just too concerned about how I was going to feel. And I ended up feeling 100% different than I thought I was going to, which really shocked me. And the experience was amazing, and because I was afraid, I missed out, right? Another reason why I like this, because when I talk, I kind of can figure out my own problems sometimes. And maybe that's the case, maybe not. I don't know if I can't zoom. Why can't I zoom? Okay, do you see this right here? I don't know. That's you see that? Did you see that? Do you see the shadow right here? Wait. There. Do you see that? I can't zoom in. I wish I could zoom in because I can see it plainly, and I don't know if you can. Did you see that? Wait a minute. I can't turn it around when I'm making it, right? Wait, that's so strange. No, I'm probably just seeing things. I don't know. iPhones have amazing cameras, especially at night. Let's try in a different position. I don't understand. Does anybody see that? It looks... Oh, wait a minute. Is this my dream catcher? That's what I'm seeing. Right? Yes and no, because there's still... I'm gonna rewatch it. I love you. I love you. And I hope you're feeling wonderful, your belly is full, and you have a good night's sleep. Don't forget to wash your sheets.